Hey, we're back here in the studio for our last segment here at Resource Radio. Folks, I want to remind you of something that's going on. We've been putting on for a few months here, got a lot of work behind it, and that is our golf tournament that we're having October 12th out at the Arizona Grand Resort. You can get more information by going to www.vetsongolf.com, which is associated with the Vets on Media website here through the radio. You can get a four-way out there for $300. That's pretty good out at that charity. It's only $75 a head, and it goes to good veteran charities. And we're going to have a bunch of people out there. We're going to be giving stuff away and a fun day. So we're going to kind of finish up here with the last thoughts of the day.
Tomas, what do you think about kids and cell phones? We've talked a lot about really, adult topics, things that we see every day. But when you have children, what are some tips or really what do you recommend that people do with
well,
children?
the biggest thing with all the kids and cell phones is texting and driving, right?
Right.
I don't.
It's not just
kid
kids.
that doesn't do it.
Yeah, it's not kids.
Yeah, I know a lot of adults are doing it too. But the kids already shouldn't be behind the wheel. They're a little young. They already had enough distractions. They don't need a phone there. There's a great app. I think it's called Moby Lock that locks your cell phone if it sees it's moving. It won't let it ring. It won't let you text out. It won't send you anything. It won't let you communicate with it until you stop again.
That's great.
So that's a great app to put on there. You can password lock it for your parents, and so they can't turn it off, and just really lock down the phone from that. Another one is tracking, using the phone as a tracking device. A lot of people thought about these GPS, where's your kid and stuff like that. They're all built into the phones. Just use it as, knowing exactly where your kid is instead of calling and saying they're at the neighbors, and they're really not.
Well, I saw...
Does that work with your spouse as well?
Yeah. It works it works on all the phones.
I saw in a tech magazine, they sell this little wafer. It's about 1 inch square. It literally looks like a key fob. And it'll go anywhere, and you can track anybody with this thing.
Thin now.
And you can check it with your phone. That's scary, man.
Yeah, I've seen the smaller cigarette pack size ones, but I've never seen them that small.
I know there's no crazy women out there. There's none. All of our listeners are awesome people.
That's right.
But every once in a while they have a bad day, and sometimes you got to keep track on them so they don't follow you around.
Yeah, crazy guys too. Now,
hey, whatever you're into.
Right. Well, Darren, those stories you told me. But as far as phones, another trend.
The last is I was going to say is parental control issues. Because the phone is a computer; it'll let them anywhere they want. Right. They can look at any YouTube videos.
That's
YouTube
crazy.
Isn't all clean. There's a lot of adult content on YouTube.
Yep, absolutely.
And
software porn on there.
Yeah, parental control is a huge thing on these phones, as much as you would do it on any desktop. I think it's really crazy to let kids just be on the internet because it's not their choice that they end up in some of these just inappropriate places. They just are typing in something they're looking for, and all of a sudden there's something, inappropriate with the actress or actor, whatever they're looking up. So it's not their intent to go there, but it's the stumbling that really can hurt a child.
Yeah, those filters aren't perfect, but especially the accidental view.
Yeah,
they tend to do a pretty good job.
Well, and the thing we were just talking about this at break, people have gone from a cell phone. And I mean, we're old enough to remember when the camera came out. Why would you use a stinking camera on a phone? So I mean, that's where we've come, and I think the transition happened so quickly from turning your phone in just a simple communication device into being in touch with literally everything in the world. I mean, there's apps you can load to control things away from your house. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. So because of that natural transition of technology, I think parents have forgotten that they have this, their kids have this stuff in their hand at school. It doesn't matter what don't watch this TV show. All right, send me into my room. I'll go watch it on my phone. Right. So, I mean, no, really. I mean,
I know going to your room doesn't mean that it's the same anymore. You got to go to your room without your phone, without your video
no
games,
electricity. Put them in one of those one of the panic rooms and just lock them down, Let them monitor the security camera footage. That'll be their entertainment for the night. But, really, all kidding aside, it's a serious thing. And I've worked on some computers where the guy lets his 7-year-old son basically has his own laptop at 7 years old. And it's great for my back pocket because I'm literally there every month making $100 so I can clean his computer. Yeah. And I said, look, I can keep coming back, cleaning this thing for you, or you can lock it down and tell your son he can't go, put on some parental software, so we lock him on a website. And he's like, well, he's so smart. His kid filled out a college application completely at 7 years old. My friend gets this application for ASU, and he's like, I didn't do this. And it's his son filled it out. So what else is he doing? I mean, if he's got the patience to go through a college application, this kid's got to be all over the web.
Oh, he is, yeah.
So, yeah.
And kids love free software.
And as a
they'll
parent,
download and run anything.
I got 2 adult
free.
kids, and I'm so glad I didn't raise them this. It was bad enough my daughter wanting a phone at 14. Now they're getting them at 9.
Oh, no,
you walk. I went to my son's graduation. Everybody that walked in that place under the age of 15 was not even looking down or forward. They were looking down at their phones, walking in, and they couldn't even walk to their seat without texting people. That's insane.
Or
that
checking
would never,
in, or
it would never happen
checking
in my house.
Facebook, yeah.
It's crazy. I'm here at the thing. Well, good for you. Who cares? It's like Twitter.
So, Tomas, now we're starting to see a trend where the tablets are getting smaller and the phones are getting bigger. So we're getting to this like hybrid style.
Right. They actually even hybrided the name. They called it Phablets, PH.
Phablets. You got to twist your head back and forth. And say.
And so they have these phones, I think, that are up to 6 inches in screen size, which is not a phone anymore. I mean,
No.
You can't put that in any pocket.
Don't most people put that on the back of their headrest for their kids to watch a DVD? I mean, seriously.
Yeah, I think they're getting too big. Yeah. I mean, if you can't...
Adam's doing this thing. You're like the old days with the boom box on your shoulder.
Right.
That's your phone.
So
We've gone
it's
backwards.
great. I don't know exactly what the market's for, but these phablets are just too big, I think.
They're really just running the same software that you get on your tablet or your phone anyway.
Just bigger.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah. It's like, what is that? The Samsung Note, which is like a 4.9 inch screen. I don't want that in my back pocket. I sit down, bust it, and I'm back.
And the light it takes to light it up. I mean, the bigger it is, the more power it's going to take for everything.
Right. I think it alters the world rotation sometimes.
Right, because they get heavier, the batteries and everything.
Yeah, exactly. Everything's got to be that much bigger. Yeah.
All right. Well,
remember, whatever happened to the cell phones that got smaller and smaller where they were embedded into your ear? That's I thought the trend they were going.
They've already done that while we slept.
Oh, okay.
So we all have that. Shh, they don't know. Yeah. All right, so today we like to give takeaways. So today we're going to give a bonus one today. Since we're talking about cell phones and safety, and we have Tomas here in the studio, the number one thing I think that people need to get and take away from this is, well, of course, obvious common sense. Careful where you surf, what you download. Try to be careful with when you're on the market for Android because they're more susceptible to virus. Check and see how many downloads of that. Because chances are, if you're into the thousands of downloads, it's probably legit. If they've only had under 100, stay away from it because it's probably just a sniffer type of,
Make sure your Android's up to date. I mean, that's another big thing because the whole reason you're going from one version to the other is to patch all these vulnerabilities that people can still take advantage of.
And
so if there's an update out there, get it.
Right. In the marketplace, they also have reviews. So I always scan the first 3 or 4 reviews and just make sure that
tells you
that the app is good.
Yeah, because it either works or it doesn't really.
Right,
it's 1 star, it's just 5 stars.
Right. There's top 10 are like my crash, this crashed my system, this crash. Don't download it.
Right. Ever since the update, it won't start. That's the one I usually get when I see on there. So you want to get virus software, number one. And there's a few brands. Basically, stick with the ones you recognize and you'll be okay. Like I said, I mentioned Lookout. I use Lookout. That seemed to be pretty seamless and worked really well. And they also have a free version. That's the thing, too. A lot of them have pay versions. I never had any problem with it. Really, it's just a little more intense search. What you really need the virus software there for is the initial, I think you might agree with me, the initial startup execution of that file because that's where it's going to find the virus.
Right.
And necessarily may not do it on a download. I think Lookout checks for that.
Yeah. Some of the other ones do. They look at everything that comes in.
Yeah. You just got to be careful you don't get one that does
right. No, it scans it when you install the apps. I mean, the one I've seen, they scan the apps.
So as long as you got that, you're safe. So that'll rule out the marketplace problems. And also that goes back to the Droid market part. Oh, backup. That was the other thing we wanted to talk about. Make sure you back up your data. We talked about iCloud, or not just iCloud, but the cloud. Use it. Put your contacts up there. Put your pictures up there. Connect your phone to your computer every once in a while and download the pictures. Have a couple of different sources.
Yeah,
you may never know where you'll be.
It doesn't even have to be a virus. You could just break your phone. You could lose your phone.
Sure, right.
Which
all that data's gone.
Which happens. Yep. So especially since most people are using their phones, it's cameras these days and everything else. periodically just hook it to your computer and sync it to your desktop or laptop and keep a copy.
Yep, exactly.
And we know with the iPhones, if you've done that once already and you set it in the cloud, every time you come home and Wi-Fi, it'll do a backup for you at night.
Yep.
So you're getting a daily backup of your phone, which is nice.
Yep,
So
exactly.
use that feature.
Well, and that's one of the good things that I liked about Apple was that feature right there, and that it's kind of the dumbing it down for everybody, where you just plug it in, hit reset, it does its whole thing, it reloads your operating system and you're back up and running. I mean, that part of it is brilliant for Apple and for the general users who
Nice
just
and
want,
easy, yeah.
It is, and instead of getting the Windows disk out, loading all the drivers,
Right,
which
it's
I don't
amazing.
mind doing. I mean, it's you have it down to like 6 programs that you load after the install and you're done. But for Apple, you can go watch TV, come back, and it's done. You
Right.
boot up your computer.
Their
and nothing.
backup is a whole image of the
Yeah.
is an actual image. So when you pull it back, it's
And you can get it
100%
anywhere
where
in
it
the
was.
world. So if you're on
And you can
vacation-
switch iPads, switch iPhones.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what else you got for closing today, Brian? We got a couple minutes left here. Anything personal going on? And we don't have to talk this. We can talk other things.
No. Really, just looking forward to
out shopping for that McLaren or
Labor Day.
Labor Day. That's right.
yeah.
4-day weekend. That's right.
Yeah.
I
Coming
saw
up here.
McLaren out on Dynamite, the brand new one.
Oh, it's bad. Isn't it?
Man, that car is beautiful.
I would be afraid to drive it.
Me too.
I was watching.
Isn't it under close to $1 million, right? In
I
price?
think it's well over $1 million.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah, I mean,
$1.5 million or
Ferrari kind
something.
of sets it at $1 million for their fancy cars. But I was watching Fast and Loud last night, and the episode was on there with the guy with the Total F40. Have you seen that one? And it was a one-owner car. The guy takes it in for a service religiously to this place. One of the overzealous lot attendants takes it out and runs it into the back wall of the dealership and totals this $1 million car. I'm assuming the guy's probably not working for Ferrari anymore.
Probably not.
But anyways, all right, we're going to have to close out here today. Again, I want to remind you about the golf tournament, October 12th. If you need any more information, go to vetsongolf.com. We really appreciate everybody tuning in every week. This is Resource Radio for Tomas and Brian Murphy signing off. Thank you very much. See you next week.
Have a great Labor Day, everyone.
Bye.